Well, guys, super excited. This is going to be kind of weird how I have the camera set up, but I wanted to visually have my face on here as usual when we give you these updates. So, huge update. So, finally, after months of trying to figure all this out, because for those who don't know, I'm the one building the app. We own a farm here in Ohio. There's a big long story to it. But basically, we decided to build a unified app for farmers that kind of fills a gap that's been needing to be filled for a long time in agriculture. And I'm taking on that task. So, with that being said, we have finally completed the most important part to this app, which is all the authentication and user experience and all that. So, without these 3 screens that we finally are completed with and can move on to the next phase of building out this app, then you guys as the users would never have access to anything. So these 3 screens are vital for you being able to access your plan or your account, being able to access your plan, changing your plan, changing all your settings, kind of somewhat customizing it to your company profile, and most importantly, where all the data is stored, so that way all the other menus going forward that we build will be able to have somewhere to access that data, so everything works in unison. And the coolest part is we're already building everything out to fit multi-user and multi-farms, and so we already have that. And I'm going to take you through a quick run through just so you can kind of see the basic stuff that we've got. So don't mind my face coming in and out. I just got to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to type in here. And yes, the create account works, but I can't really show you guys that part just because I guess I could, but I'd have to switch through my computer screens, and I don't want to do that. So we sign in here, and then these 2 are the only things not wired in yet because we haven't gotten to the actual menus for that. These are just basically showing you front and center. The screens do not actually do anything yet, so we did make it so you guys can actually make out like tasks to do, and you can kind of check through them. So like here in Ohio, it's snowing, so we'll just make a quick note where you can plow. So you'll be able to add that. Boom. As you can see, it's on here. Shows the date of when you added it, so you know if it's past due or not. And then we have it so you can actually click it, and it goes away, and you're done with the task. We obviously have all these quick action buttons, which work, or you can go up here in the actual menu and go to different tabs that way. So that is screen number 2, everything on this. So cool part. So we do have a greeting on here, so you can tailor this to whatever you want. This is another important part. So obviously, you know, you can change this if you want. You can change your email if you want. I'm going to keep all this the way it is, but we have different time zones that you can select depending on where you live at in the US. If you're like Canada or a different country, you could choose different units, so that way it'll show across the whole app based on what you use. This stuff's blank for now because this is just a demo. There is no actual plan tied to this, but this will show where your plan is, your status, whether it's active or inactive, and when your plan expires. These are just placeholders. You can go in here, change your password if you want to. You just click that. We have not enabled this yet, just because there's a process. But you can go in. You will be able to go in and do your 2-step verification eventually. But yeah, we click save here, and as you can see, it changes the greeting. And then, like I said, all these work. And for people who We'll be operating on bigger farms, and we'll have multiple locations. I'll type our farm name in, and I'm just going to type a random address. Hulu Drive, State, Ohio, I don't know. And then as you can see, it does type it down here. So that way you can actually add multiple farms. So if you have different fields with different locations and stuff, you can actually add those all here. You have an option to add your primary, like your home farm or not, whatever. Some people have farms out of state. Some people have farms in different towns, so on and so forth. So you'll be able to add all your farms to your profile for that. And then also, it's not in here yet, but you will be able to add like employees and stuff like that, so that way your employees will have access to the rest of the features on this app. This is kind of just like the owner's portion of it. But we are so excited that we finally have the biggest part of this app, or pretty close to the biggest part of this app, finally 100% done, usable. It will work, and we can finally move on to our next phase, which is building out the rest of all the screens that are on our version 1 right now. But I just wanted to give you guys an actual live update about it, kind of showcase it, show it a little bit, so you guys kind of get an idea. This will just be tied to, national weather, and then obviously there's stuff in the menu tabs. This farm health thing is something that I had thought of. I don't know if it exists somewhere else or not. I'm not sure. But basically what this will do for the user is there's a whole nother menu that will have a math formula that for a bunch of different inputs that will actually go into this, and it'll actually spit out a score for the farmer to let the farmer know, like, hey, based on your inputs and stuff, your score looks like this. For example, we have it as a 94. It ranges from 1 to 100 and kind of gives you, where you're standing at on that score. But basically what it's there to do is to help farms from failing. So if they know whether their score is at for their farm, they know whether they're doing good or doing bad. And if they're doing bad, on the actual menu that we are going to build out for this, which will be an add-on, it won't be part of the core, it'll actually give different inputs to the farmer based on the data of what the farmer could potentially do to raise that score and help them be more profitable. So I hope you guys watch this all the way through. I hope you like what you see. Feel free to leave any comments below on any suggestions, your guys' opinion, feedback, whatever you'd like. I'm open to pretty much anything. I can't guarantee everything's going to go into the app, but we are open to suggestions. So if you have any, feel free to comment, interact with us about it. This is kind of just the beginning. The rest of this should move a lot faster, and as I've said in the past, we are really aiming for our deadline of towards the end of Q1 of this year. So basically sometime in like spring or right before spring, we should be releasing this out on Google Store and iOS Store or Apple Store, whatever you call it. And then, of course, it'll be available on web at that same time as well. So you'll be able to use it on computer, tablet, phones, everything. And so we're so excited to be able to move on to the next phase. And we hope you guys love these updates and keep following us on the journey. And we will see you guys on the next one. God bless.